Hello there, Chetanaha. Alright, well done for taking action and writing your essays. It's fantastic to see students progressing as you are doing, so that's wonderful. Let's go. It is mentioned that children can enhance their level of competences and innovativeness of the presence of numerous activities rather than reading. So review how to use the comparisons. Okay? Let's see. It is mentioned. I would just start with children can enhance the level of the level of competence and innovation and innovativeness through physical activities rather than passively reading. Okay? So it needs to be completely rephrased. Never use kids because that's informal. Yeah? I believe that children who are involved in an activity at a small age will lead to I believe that children who are involved in an activity at a young age will improve their social and intellectual capability. Full stop. Okay, so like as I said before, review the use of comparisons with than and rather than. Okay, look online. Just put rather than ESL online exercises and do the online exercises and learn it inside out, because making comparisons is extremely useful, not just for task 2 but also for academic task 1. Let's see. However, in this essay I believe that fun activity will contribute to create skills rather than reading a book. Okay, so what we've got is we've got a contradiction here, which is fine, but okay, so all the way through you're saying that physical activity is better than reading a book, and then you say it again, but you use this. So you should use however when it's a different point of the argument, a different or opposing side of the argument. So you could say, activity is better than books, activity is better than books. However, I believe books are better than activities. Okay, now it's coherent, but we can't just say, however, books are better than books, because that's incoherent. Alright, and we don't need to use that again, because we've used it almost in every sentence so far. So be careful of repetition. Firstly, children who are involved in a physical activity may enhance their logical and reasoning skills faster than passive reading. Okay? I introduced the faster there because we need it for the sentence to make sense if we're using the comparison. Because being actively involved in a certain task creates more awareness about the environment and objects. Good. It assists, keep it the same. We've got it in the present, so let's just keep it in the present. It assists them to think and execute suitable actions, make it plural because we didn't put an article at the beginning, on their own, not by their own, on their own. For instance, children who are playing with video games are able to resolve certain issues in a rational manner using their ability of critical thinking. Good start. So remember to use the sentence guide structure. I will say therefore. Okay. Secondly, active contribution will create sharp cognitive skills and greater personality. Beautiful. This is because children will interact with other children and take the best course of action based on the situational factor. Good. For example, when a child interacts with other children in making a building blocks, or making a playhouse with building blocks, this will enhance their negotiation, listening, and patience to create stronger skills. Full stop. That's fine. We don't need in their own. So, good vocabulary, building blocks. Strong argument as well. It directly supports your initial points. That is a fantastic start, Chetanaha. We do need to pay attention to the grammar. So what I'd recommend is you, and I'm not exaggerating here, but if you can copy word for word sample essays, pen and paper, and maybe copy 100 out, yeah, and look, cover, write each sentence and then check it. So you look at it, then you cover it up and you write it out. Okay, and I'm not exaggerating. If you do 100 pen and paper, I think we'll start to see some improvements with the grammar. Okay. To conclude, check your capitalization. To conclude, as based on the above facts, children will develop their intellectual and innovative skills through entertaining activities rather than reading a book. So be careful. We picked up points for using rather than, once, or than. We can't keep getting points for using the same structure, so we don't need to. We need to use different structures, maybe like despite or although. It will lead, okay, after will, it's an infinitive, always. It will lead to make a sound person with social and cognitive skills, with greater essence of innovativeness, and children with greater potential. Beautiful. Good way to finish there. So this is a very good essay, but we do need to be aware of the grammar. But a good conclusion. It looks like we've got the idea for task 2 already, which is great. Let's have a look at your next piece. Some people in society tend to think the main purpose of the school system, or a school system, is to give comprehensive knowledge of theories with conventional education system. Okay. So, yeah, let's just make it a bit shorter, and that makes more sense at the punctuation. While others believe the learning process has to be mixed with exhilarating classroom activities. Full stop. That's enough, okay? I'm cutting it all short because there's too many mistakes, and a lot of the sentences, the words that I cut out, were not necessary. We could say the same with less. And in your case, shorter sentences are safer because we're not at the grammatical level to be writing long sentences. The longer the sentence, the greater the risk of a grammatical mistake. Okay? So even very advanced writers, it's still risky for them to write really long sentences because it has to be dependent on so many other points. So I'd recommend writing shorter sentences. In this essay, we are going to examine will, never use going to. Going to is informal. In this essay, we will examine both aspects with necessary examples to justify the opinion. That's fine for now. Firstly, children, or a child who is studying in a traditional class environment may not support may not be supported to create. Okay, so this is what I mean with the long sentences. Okay, and it needs to be split up because it's difficult to read because of the grammar mistakes. And I'm sorry if I sound a bit cruel and harsh, but it's better that you learn. So let's see. Firstly, a child who is studying in a traditional class environment may so it just needs to be completely rephrased. May not support to create exciting environment. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so studying in a traditional climate may be bored, whereas let's see. Firstly, a child who is studying in a traditional class environment may be bored. That's what I think we're trying to say. Whereas in an exciting environment, it just needs to be completely rewritten. I'm sorry. I can't make sense of that. As such, a child would not enjoy the theory-centered environment in a classroom. Let's see. As such, a child would not enjoy the theory-centered environment in the classroom. Okay. a classroom like this will only create a student without knowing the practical aspect of the learnt concept. Okay, so I'm guessing that it needs to be completely rewritten. As I said before, if you can split it up into shorter sentences, it's going to be much easier to read. Secondly, learning with certain interactive activities with knowledge will enable the child to understand and develop their cognitive skills with day-to-day applications. Perfect. Much better, much better. You can see it's much shorter and it's easier to understand. Okay? For instance, okay, get these sentences, these phrases perfect. For instance, comma. A teacher can explain certain theories using multimedia facilities or a classroom activity that will make the learning process more attractive. You see? Once again, a shorter sentence, easier to read. It will facilitate to make a student use contemporary tools. So we don't need facilitate in there. So let's just go for simplicity. It will make a student use contemporary tools to enable a greater understanding with more classroom interaction. Perfect. I think classroom would be one word there. Good work, Chetanaha. Good work. Check your capitalization. 2 errors there. To conclude, as based on the above factors, it will lead to capture things fast and learn and help the student learn with a greater enthusiasm. Delete this because we've already referred to the above. I think education with an entertaining manner. Okay, so I think that education within an entertaining manner will facilitate the best environment for the children. Okay. Excuse me. Excellent work there, Chetanaha. What I need you to do now is implement all the corrections that you've heard, make an error list, write out 100 essays, pen and paper if you've got time. Alright, it'll definitely help. And really just try and read through your work before sending it in. Okay, and spend a lot of time creating the work. Okay, later we can look at reducing the amount of time spent, but there's no problem spending 2 hours on this at the moment. Later we can reduce it down to an hour. So implement all the corrections, make an error list, and then write 2 new essays, check them for mistakes you've made previously, okay, and send them in when you've done them. Keep on improving, Chetanaha. You're on the right track. Let's keep going. Have a good day.